Hello everyone, today we are doing the door dash minigame from Fall Guys. First, create a folder for organization, there will be multiple assets in here. Next, you will need a blueprint actor which will be a door actor, we will be using this one actor to create multiple instances. In the components section, add a static mesh, this will be the door. Worry about materials later on. I have my own sizes ready, you may need to test yourself to get it right for you. After that is done, we can create the surrounding walls. As like before, test around with the transforms. When selecting the cube, make sure the cube is from the basic shapes folder. Otherwise, the sizes won't match. We can duplicate these around the door. Do give it a bit of a gap between each, just so the door actor can be pushed out of the way. Adding a wall and roof will take a bit of time when using simulate physics. At times, this system may not push the door properly. Did take a few tries and concepts to get it right. Okay, now that the model is done, we can add in the collisions. First, add a box collision, as close to the door to make it look like the player is pushing it. You can experiment with this, have the doors open in any way you want, either pushing, explosives or any creative methods. This is a basis point. Once you got the size as you desire, you can now add a scene component, this will be the next location of the doors to create line of them. My instance static mesh tutorials gives some tips on various shapes. Like the grid used in the audio visualizer tutorial. Make sure to put the array LOC further away, this will be a bit of experimentation to however you like it. Once that is done, click on the box collision, go to the green boxes in the details panel and click on begin overlap. Here cast with the actor, the door is colliding with aka the player. We can add a branch to check if that door is fake, we will be using a tag system. Make sure that the tag for this is the same as the one for when we set up the fake door. In doing so, we can now set simulate physics of the door and roof. Then we can destroy the box component as we don't want the box collision to stay, otherwise players can still collide with it and this line of code will run for no reason. Disclaimer, this is something I figured out after testing, but if you add a projectile movement component, it will fix certain pushing problems. Mainly important to change initial speed and max speed, you can also mess with gravity too. During this time, practice with the projectile movement, understand most of these options, they can give weird results. And important to disable auto activate. After the set simulate physics, you can add that activate. And short delay. This is all before the destroy box component. Please take a bit of time to understand this part. Anyway, we shall continue. This delay can also be added as a way to leave time for the door and roof to still stay around. And then destroy those components. Now to add a door array BP. Name it. And then added a scene component. Now go to the event graph, and add a custom event to spawn door array. In here, spawn actor from class, and pick the door BP we made. For the make transform, this will be our scene world location and rotation. We can then promote this to a variable by right-clicking on that blue circle, and selecting it. Name it current wall. Next, we can add that for loop. Create an integer called max doors. And add a1 as the last index. Click the I for the max doors to make it public, so we can edit it when we place it in the map. Get the current wall variable and get the add unique node so we can add it to an array variable. By dragging from the square-like icon and clicking on promote to variable. Name that wall array. Now you can add another spawn actor for a door. We can add a make transform. This time get current wall and getting that array LOC component. Now leave some space and from the array LOC, get world location and rotation. After the spawn actor, you can set that to the set current wall. Adjust the spawn actor collision settings to always spawn, ignore collisions, or adjust location. Now, to move on to the completed part, set that current wall and get the wall array. From there we do a get, and for the integer, get a random number. We can do a length -1 as max as we don't know how many doors we would be adding. We can then set tags for that current wall. Make array and add the same word. Fake. Once you have that set up, comment and clean up your work, and go to your event begin play and call the spawn door event. Now in the map, set up an area, and drag out a few door arrays to test. We can also add materials to the door, textures etc. I will be using a basic color and roughness material. Create instances for them, to separate doors and walls. Now go back to your asset and apply those materials. Make sure to change max doors. Now play the game, and check which ones are working. Make sure that it varies from different door actors. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this tutorial, always here to help and subscribe.